Good morning, everyone. Let's do some prayers. Om Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parbrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Om Bhur Bhavaswaha, Tat Savitravarenyam, Vargo Devasya Dhimahi, Diyo Yo Nah, Prachodayat, Asto Ma Satkamya. तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गम्य मृत्युर्मृतं गम्य ओम सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सवीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ओम शांति 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 These days we often hear from many people that we forget everything. They say that I study, but I don't remember. I listen, but it disappears from my mind. And we all know this problem is very common. Remember that it's not because you are weak. It's not even that you are stupid. It's only that no one taught you how to remember, how the memory works. Our brain is very powerful. It always remembers what is important. It forgets what feels boring or confusing. And the good news is this, memory can be trained. Just like muscles, the brain becomes stronger when we use it in the right way. Today, I'm going to give you some simple and practical methods to remember names, lessons, ideas, and information without any stress. No complicated tricks, no heavy science, only simple habits that really works. We will learn how to remember everything. But first, we got to remember, or we got to know why we forget things so easily. What is the reason behind it? Because before we learn how to remember, we must first understand why we forget. Forgetting is not a weakness. It is a natural brain process. Our brain is not designed to remember everything. It is designed to remember what feels important. Brain deletes useless information. Every day, our brain receives thousands of pieces of information. Words, images, sounds, messages, thoughts. If the brain tried to store everything, it would overload. So the brain asks one question: is this important for survival? Is this important for growth? If the answer is no, the brain deletes it. That's why we forget names quickly. We forget what we studied yesterday. We forget instructions. It's not laziness. It's not weakness. It is filtering. Another reason we forget, because we do not pay attention. Memory starts with attention. If attention is weak, memory will also be weak. Many times our body is present, but our mind is somewhere else. We listen, but we do not focus. We read, but we think about something else. The brain cannot remember what it never properly received. So that's why no attention equals no memory. So strong memory always begins with the deep focus. Another reason we forget, that we try to memorize. without understanding it. Many people try to memorize words, facts, lines without understanding them. This creates weak memory. Our brain loves meaning, not repetition. If we understand something, the brain connects it to the existing knowledge also. If you only repeat, the brain gets bored and it deletes it. So understanding creates connection, and connection creates memory. Another reason we forget because of stress and overload. Stress is a big enemy of memory. When we are stressed, the mind becomes noisy and our focus becomes weak. Memory stops working well. If we study with fear, pressure, or tension, the brain goes into survival mode. And in survival mode, learning stops. Words even disappear under pressure. A calm mind remembers better. So we got to keep our mind calm. More attention should be paid to the mind than the outer things. Is it calm or is it clean? We need both of them for a great memory. Another reason we forget because we do not revise properly. The brain forgets naturally over time. This is normal. But many people study once and never return to the information. Memory needs repetition over time, not repetition in one day. If we do not revisit information, the brain thinks this is not needed anymore, and it deletes it. Another reason we forget because of our poor sleep. Sleep is very important for memory. When we sleep, the brain organizes the information. Sleep is not just only for the body, but it's for the brain also. Important memories are saved, useless data is removed when we are sleeping. If sleep is poor, memory becomes weak and the focus becomes low. Learning becomes slow. Many people try to learn more by sleeping less. This destroys memory. Sleep is not waste of time. Sleep is memory power. We also forget because we do not use what we learn. The brain remembers what we use. If we learn something but never apply it, the brain deletes it. Use creates importance. Importance creates memory. That is why we remember daily skills. We forget unused information. We do not forget because we are weak. We forget because we use the brain in a wrong way. Memory is not magic. It is a system. If we understand how the system works, we can train memory very easily. And the good news is this: everyone can improve memory without any exception. Another thing I want you to remember, attention. When it comes to memory, attention is the foundation of memory. Before memory comes attention. If attention is weak, memory will always be weak. No technique can help if we are not truly paying attention. So if we need to remember everything, we must first learn how to focus properly. Memory starts the moment attention starts. Because the brain does not remember what it does not notice. If we are reading while scrolling, listening while thinking about something else, studying while feeling bored. The brain never records the information. It is like trying to save a file that was never opened. So attention is the door. Another reason we don't remember things is multitasking. Multitasking destroys our memory. Many people think multitasking is smart. Multitasking means doing more than one thing at any given time. But the brain cannot truly multitask. When we study and we are checking the phone, and when we are listening and we are thinking about the replies, if we are reading and we are watching the videos also, what is happening? Our attention is breaking. It's breaking into pieces. Broken attention creates broken memory. Strong memory needs single focus. One task, one moment, one clear mind. If we focus on one thing, the brain says this is important and it remembers. If you read the biographies of great yogis or great leaders, you will find this quality in them. Whatever they do it with eternal vision. When they eat, they only eat. When they talk to one person, they talk to only that person. When they're walking, they only walk. So no multitasking. Brain remembers what feels interesting also. Because brain loves interest. If something feels boring, the brain tries to escape. That is why we forget boring lessons. But we remember movies, the stories, conversations. So how do we increase attention? We must create interest, our interest. We should ask, why is this useful for me? Whatever you're doing, whatever you're learning, how can this help my life? That's how you develop the interest. Where can I use this information or this knowledge? Where the brain sees value, attention increases naturally. Another way you can make your memory strong is by curiosity. Curiosity is a powerful memory tool. Instead of saying, I must study this, we should say, let me understand this. That is curiosity. This question creates curiosity. For example, why does this work like this? What happens if it changes? How is this connected to what I know? Curiosity keeps the brain awake, and awakened brain remembers better. Short, focused sessions work better than long, tired sessions when we are learning something. Many people try to study for long hours but get tired. Their focus is not there. And they cannot remember after no matter how many hours they are reading or studying something. The brain works best in short, focused sessions. For example, 25 minutes full focus, 5 minutes break. During focus time, no phone, no distractions, full attention. So short focus with full attention is better than long study with tired mind. Another thing we got to always remember is our physical posture. Because physical posture affects attention. The body affects the brain. If we lie down while studying, the brain thinks it is time to rest. If we sit straight, the brain becomes alert. So these are very simple habits which we cultivate will help our memory. So sit properly. Always keep your eyes on the matter. Breathe deeply. So these small changes wake up the brain. And if the brain is awake, memory will improve. We got to learn to remove distractions before they remove memory. Because distractions are memory killers. And what are the distractions? Phone notifications, noise, opening the tabs, random thoughts. Strong people, they prepare their environment. They keep their phones away. They will study in quiet place. They will close the unnecessary apps. When the distractions are removed, attention becomes natural. And attention also improves with practice. Because focus is a skill, just like any other skill. If focus is weak today, it can be trained. Each time we focus deeply, the brain becomes better at it. And this only we can do it for ourselves. Just like muscles grow with exercise, attention grows with practice. Memory does not fail first. Attention fails first. Remember that. If we train attention, memory improves. Learning becomes faster and forgetting reduces. Before using any memory trick, we must master attention. Attention is the foundation and memory is the result. Remember that. And understanding creates a strong long-term memory because there's a short-term memory and long-term memory. Many people believe that memory means repeating again and again. But repetition alone creates weak memory. So repetition is needed, but that's only one little part. Our brain does not love repetition. The brain loves understanding. The brain, if we understand something deeply, we will remember naturally. So that's why our mantras also, we should try to understand them. Or the scriptures which we are studying, we should understand them. Or even the asanas names, the pranayams, understand why we are doing. Then you will remember how to do them too. So memorization fades, understanding stays. When we only memorize words, lines, facts, the brain stores them for a short time. After days, they disappear. But when we understand why something happens, how it works, how it connects, the brain creates memory. Meaning creates strong memory. That is why we remember stories. We remember real experiences. We remember lessons we truly understand. Understanding is the key to long-term memories. That's why the scriptures, even the Upanishads, The deep Vedic knowledge is given in the form of stories. And we remember them, whether it was a Prashna Upanishad or a Katha Upanishad. We remember the stories. The brain remembers connections, not isolated facts. The brain works like a network. It remembers things by connecting them to other things. If information is alone, the brain deletes it. But if information is connected, the brain keeps it. See, just like somebody's name, when we connect it with the face or some other characteristics, we remember it better. Or some idea also. Connection. So brain remembers connections, not isolated facts. So when we learn something new, we must ask, what does this connect to? See, just like when we learn to do Ujjayi Pranayam, we got to remember where to put the focus and what is happening inside me. What is happening to that energy inside me? Or the Brahmari Pranayam, or the Kumbhak, Antar Kumbhak, Bahe Kumbhak. All those names with the technique and how and when. So all that connection. Then we remember it very easily. So when we learn something new, we must ask, what does this connect to? Where have I seen this before also? How is it similar to something I know? Connections act like a glue. They hold memory together. Always ask why and how strong memory. Learners always ask questions. They don't accept information blindly. And that's another thing we learn from our scriptures. Asking questions. King Janak, he was even a guru to the son of Rishi Vyasa. But when another yogi or the guru came to his kingdom, he kept asking questions. And that's what we learn. We are learning these days from Brihad Aryanak Upanishad. Questions keep on becoming deeper and deeper. Because these great people, they do not accept information blindly. They ask, why does this work? How does this happen? What is the reason behind this? Because these kind of questions, they wake up our brain. And a woken brain can remember better. A sleeping brain forgets. An active brain remembers. When we ask questions, the brain becomes involved. So involvement creates memory. And to yourself, whatever you learn to or train yourself to explain it in your own words also. This is the one of the best memory technique, which is very simple. You can do it in your own mind or you can write it down. Explain what you learned in your own words. If you can explain something simply, it means that you understood it. If you cannot explain it, you have only memorized it. After learning, we can speak it out loud, write it in simple language, teach it to someone else also. Because when we teach something to someone else, we are benefiting that person and we are benefiting ourselves also. Teaching forces understanding, and understanding forces memory. When you see someone with a stiffness in their hands, teach them how to stretch and relax your hands, how to breathe properly. not as a teacher. You can just share it with them. And you will see that your own memory of doing things will become better. We are all teachers and we are all students also. Use examples from real life. The brain loves real life because abstract information is hard to remember. Real examples are easy. When we connect learning to daily life, personal experiences, simple stories, our brain becomes interested. For example, instead of learning a rule, we see how it works in life. Life examples turn information into experience. Experience creates a strong memory. I'm sure you can relate to that. In your own life, you have gone through many experiences and you never forget that. Always learn to break complex information into simple parts because brain gets tired when information feels heavy. So strong learners break big topics into small pieces. That means learn step by step. Do not rush. Simple parts are easier to understand. And easy understanding creates strong memory. One small, clear idea is better than 10 confusing ideas. And when we understand something, we'll see the reduction of stress and fear in us also. Many people forget because they are afraid of forgetting. Fear creates stress. Stress blocks memory. So understanding removes fear. When we understand something, we feel confident. Confidence relaxes the mind. A relaxed mind remembers better. And understanding always makes revision easier. Because when we are studying something, we need to revise it. We got to go through it again and again. So I have told you earlier that Bhagavad Gita should be studied throughout our life. But if we don't understand it, it will become boring. But when we study it with the full understanding, it just becomes easy. It becomes interesting, and we will remember it too. Not just memorization of those shlokas, but memorization of the facts also, so that we can bring it into our life. When we understand, revision becomes fast. We don't need to memorize again, we only need to refresh. And that really saves time and reduces mental pressure. If we want to remember everything, we must stop forcing memory. We must focus on understanding. Understanding creates meaning, it creates connection, confidence, and meaning, connection, and confidence creates long-term memory. Next week, or in the next video, I'll talk about the simple memory techniques which really work. Memory is not about talent. It is actually about technique. And when we use the right technique, this remembering becomes very easy. So I will talk about some simple methods which any one of us can use in daily life. So but today we'll stop it here and try to pay attention to what I talked about. Because it's very easy to say that, no, in old age, I am old and my memory is, that's why it's weak. No, that is not the reason. In our society, we'll see many great people. Their memory was intact up until the last stage of their life. But we have to work on it. Just like we work on other things, this memory also, we need to pay attention. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaye Purnameva Viseshyate. Om Shanti 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 Om. Thank you very much.
Excellent.